Alright! Is the auto talking working? Should be working. Okay, so this stream is going to be like tons of jank, right? Because well, you can see it in the title. I'm streaming from a new setup, which is not what I'm used to, because very exciting times. I've actually swapped to Linux, which I've been meaning to do for a while. But yeah, so this stream is going to be a bit rough, probably because I've tried to import all the settings from OBS and it turns out that it doesn't work that way. Most of the settings are system dependent, because of course they are, right? Of course they are. They have to be, because half of the ways that OBS works with detecting your microphone and you know, outputting to a stream, most of those things are kind of system dependent. So it turns out that basically none of my settings could be reused, so I had to get all of that. And you know, if I had known, right, I would have like screenshotted them and like set a just, you know, set a list that I could look it up and just sort of compare them so that I could set something that was similar or equivalent. But I didn't do that. I just backed up the file and thought that would be enough, and then it was too late. So I had to do all the things manually. It was a pain in the ass, but I'm here now, so that's good. That's nice. Yeah, I just realized something that I forgot. Hold on, give me a second. This is gonna be... See, this is why you gotta test things beforehand. This is why I said that this would be rough. Let's see... Okay, it should be working good now. It should be. You can hear me, right? Yeah, it's showing that you can hear me. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to add the microphone source to the sources on the scene, and that turns out that it's a thing that you kind of need to do manually in this setup. Yeah, I'm using Linux now, so it's good. It all works. It works wonderfully. It was a pain in the ass to set up, and then I forgot that I had to do dual booting, and so I had to set up that. So I had to get a fresh Windows install too. I haven't been having fun with that, but the results are nothing to scoff at. It all works very well. Here's the thing that I always wonder with these programming streams. Can you even read the text in here? Should I make it bigger? Like maybe this, right? But then it's uncomfortable to me to work in. So like, can you read it at this size? I hope you can. Because I'm not gonna be... nobody's gonna tell me until somebody's actually in chat, which is not usual, right? Like, as much as it is nice to have my friends in chat, like, come in and you know, be helpful and stuff, I try to time my streams when they're offline, like at work or something, so that when they're off work, we get to hang out instead of me being on stream, and you know, like, that's not great. So, but that means that they can't be here all the time, or most of the time. I have something to set up, so hold on, give me a second. I need to crop a bit more of the top of the screen. Okay, so here we go. Should be good. So we're good to start coding, right? By the way, if you're wondering what the music that I have on right now is, it is from Mario Picross. because I also lost the file for the music that I usually use. And to be fair, I had been meaning to change it for a while, so it's probably for the best that I lost it, but I lost it. I'm sure that I have it in the backup somewhere, but yeah, I just lost the file. It's not where I thought it would be. I kind of lost a bunch of things in my backup. I wasn't very careful when I was doing things. Okay, so let's see what we were doing here in this project, in this Bullet Heaven project, right? Oh, I did a whole phase system. That's surprising. Why did I do that? Why did I go through that much effort? And then he disappears. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. So that means that I have more progress than I remembered that I did. That's good to know. That's very good to know, actually. I can already tell that this music is going to get grating. I need to find a proper loop because the way that it resets is what makes you notice it. We're gonna do that next stream. I actually should probably write it down so that I don't forget. But yeah, let's see. So what should I do now? So, right, okay, so I have the bullets, and I don't suppose that I would have the bullets for the enemy. I very much doubt that I would. Also, what's this? Hello? What is this file? I see a file that I don't recognize. Huh. I guess I must have been using it for reference or something. Okay, well, let's let it remain there. Okay, so yeah, I have the bullets for the player. I have the bullets that the player shoots. I need the bullets that the enemy shoots. Those should work by the same logic, so I need to figure out how these work. They use a script called the bullet. Wait, just that, really? How do they know who they should impact with? Oh, is it by the collisions in the impact area? Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's good. That's good then. So then the enemy bullets should basically work the same way, but they should only be looking for, rather than looking for enemies and boundaries, they should be looking for the player, right? So that should be the way that it works. Okay, so I have this bullet, I have the player bullet. Let's just create a new folder and call it enemy bullet. Right, and then we're gonna just sort of copy the same file structure. So yeah, like sort of like this. Create a new scene. This is called enemy bullet, right? And this one's going to go like we can just copy this, right? No, because it just references the scene. Okay, that's a bit of a pain. Okay, so we're gonna just have to copy all the components one by one then, right? So then you're sending a signal to... Who are you trying to send a signal to, actually? Like on here. Yeah, it's to the parent, to the bullet script that the parent has. So I should give you the same script, right? Just attach the one that we already have. This one. And then you... Right, let's just disconnect this and then reconnect it, so it should be like area entered. And we're going to enemy bullet, and there you go. it's right there, so it's already done. And oh my god, I really need to get a proper look for that music. It got annoying way faster than I thought it would. Also, I'm realizing that I forgot to set the eyebrow movement on my model. Fuck's sake. Okay, so that another thing, I gotta remember that. Yeah, I had to also reset all the settings on VTuber Studio, so it turns out that I forgot to export them. That was my bad, actually. That was fully and completely my fault. Okay, so let's see. So now this thing is showing this bullet, but I wanted to show a different sprite, actually. So let's just have you do, I don't know, like... Oh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 255. Oh, it's 64. Okay, so let's just do it at 0, right? No, not 0. 64. 60 plus 64 plus 64 plus 64. Wait, really? Okay, fucking do it 63 then. Wait, really? So where do I have the bullets then if it's not these? Because the enemy has some particular bullets, right, that I want. They're like feathers, but I don't know where they are. So I'm gonna need to find them. Fuck, where they? Oh, don't tell me I didn't back them up. That would be stupid. Hold on. Oh no, I do have them. Phew, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, the ones that I want are these. So let's just find them. Images. We're gonna put them on the bullets somewhere. Like here. And so I should probably just like feathers. Feathers. Still heavier than feathers. Okay, so we can just put this here. And these are kind of huge, but actually I should probably allow them to be this big. And then the actual collision area is just this, right? Like just this much. Like it's kind of important that it be a lot smaller so that I can fill the area with these bullets, right? And it can be very visually stunning without necessarily being as difficult. Okay, so now the thing that makes it so that these impact the player rather than the enemy is going to be this collision. So instead of listening for enemy, they're going to listen for player, right? But then I also need to make it so that the player can lose health, shouldn't I? So also just like one small thing. This kill area should probably be a circle. For this type of game, I feel like a circle is the thing that I should do. So let's just give you a circle and give you a radius that's like this big. It has to be tiny. It's very important that it be super tiny, right? Actually, this might be too big. Can I set the radius to just 1? So it's 2 by 2, right? Okay. Right. Okay. So, okay. So the bullets are going to disappear when they collide with the player. But how do the also just another thing? They should be pointing the same way. Just to. No, it's minus 90. Like that. Just so that this is standardized, right? That, like, this is the neutral position is facing right, right? Then, right, so the bullet disappears when it encounters the player. That is just done. Let's test it. I need the angel to just shoot bullets at the player somehow, right? Don't I? So how would I do that? Well, this health bar is the one that is currently keeping the phases, right? The one that currently knows what health phase we are on. Is that a variable that is exposed? Kind of. I mean, the script at the base has it, so I can just access that. Okay, so that's public knowledge. That's something that the angel can easily just access, right? So if I make another script, right, another object within this that just keeps track of it should listen to the current phase, right, and spawn bullets, just or do an attack pattern of some sort, right? Shouldn't it? So, and it should children bullet spawners, so that each of those can spawn like a volley of bullets, right? So that those can be defined there and not just as a general pattern, shouldn't it? Ah, shit, this is a bit difficult to think of in my mind. Okay, you know what? To test this, I don't need all of that. I just need something that spawns bullets. So let's just create that. Just sub resources. Let's add a child node. This is going to be the bullet spawner. Right. This is the type of node. Right, and this is going to be the bullet spawner. Bullet spawner. Just erasing little spaces so that my naming convention is a bit more standard. Okay, so I have this bullet spawner and I needed to spawn bullets just, let's say, every second. Hey Nax, surprised you're here. Are you off work now? Also, when did you get with Prime Gaming? Stop taunting me with your money, asshole. No, I mean, hi. How are you? I figured. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, by the way, since this is a new setup, there's probably gonna be a bunch of issues, so can you tell me if there's any that you notice? I've already noticed a few, but I'm not gonna be able to notice any audio things. A free Prime trial that I'm gonna cancel. Alright. Just don't forget to actually cancel it. Let's see, bullet spawner. Fuck, what was I doing? Right. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it really simple. So just timer. Just gonna give you a timer, and this timer is going to be like 0.5 seconds, and every time it runs out, it's gonna spawn a bullet, right? And the way that it's going to spawn a bullet sounds fine so far, a little echoey, but I think that's just because of your room. I mean, the thing is, hold on, let me actually see if I can listen to this on my end. Because if it didn't before, right? If it didn't before I switched, then it shouldn't be like an issue, you know? Hold on. Testing. So like, oh, fuck, hold on. What the fuck? No, that's... Okay, so I can hear the problem you're talking about now, and it shouldn't... I don't think it's echo that you're hearing. I think what you're hearing is the fan through like 3 layers of noise suppression, because I didn't realize that it was so close to the mic. It shouldn't sound like that. Thanks for the heads up. It might be too loud now. Well, I have a compressor, so you're not gonna hear it too loud, but you're gonna hear the clipping. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, hold on. The issue is that I don't know where I can place this microphone now. Because everywhere I place it, it's either going to be like way too close to my... Like right now, it's way too close to my face. So it sounds like shit. I know it sounds like shit. Okay, what if I put it... I really need to get like a microphone stand. But like, I can't justify the expense when this stream makes no money, and that would be the only reason I'm doing it, right? Does it sound better? Does it sound better now? Now? Okay, I think it still sounds shit, but that's mostly because I have a sore throat. Now it's good. Now it's a lot better. It's fine enough, really. I mean, yeah, but like, I'd like it to sound as good as I can with my current set. You know what I mean? Like, I know that for me, like, sometimes I will watch a stream that has like 3 views just out of curiosity, and number one factor that gets me to leave is not if the guy is boring or anything, it's just if the audio is kind of bad, you know? So like, I feel like good audio, like really good audio helps a lot. So yeah, I mean, the thing that I did set up right now is audio ducking with the background music. I don't know if you can tell, but when I speak, it goes softer, which like, before I was like, it does wonders. Basically, it's really good. It's really good. It also means that I can hear myself speak, because on my end it also like it goes through the headphones, so that's good. Okay, what was I actually doing for developing this game? Right, I had this bullet spawner that I wanted to assign to the enemy so that I could test if the bullet would actually kill the player. So okay, let's do that. So we have this enemy. Actually, hold on, how does the bullet spawner for the player work? Because oh. Hold on, if that's the way that it works... Yeah, if this is the way that it works, then I can just reuse the script. I should also just take the time sometime and just make... Because this folder structure is just a mess. So I should just make it more orderly. Just put all the scripts in one folder. Put all the images in another folder. Like, I don't need separate folders per entity. It shouldn't work that way. I mean, it is, like, the reason I did it that way at the beginning is because that makes it's a more organized, like, encapsulated way to work with things. But it also makes things just a pain in the ass to work with in general, doesn't it? Encapsulation is good, but if I know that these things are going to be used for only this project, then does it really matter? If the folders are encapsulated as well as the way that they work? No, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I can reuse this script. I'm gonna take this bullet spawner and feed it this script and just make this a thing that is set as a variable. So, you know, if it's player controlled, then it's doing this. If not, then this is just always true. So, let's create another variable. This is going to be a boolean, and it's going to be called player control, and it's going to be of type bool, although this shouldn't have a plus. And then we're going to make it so that if you're pressing the shoot key or you're not player controlled, because if you're not player controlled, then I don't care, right? I don't care if you're pressing the key. So yeah, so then I make it so that the player has this script set as player controlled, yes, but the angel holds the same script but has it as player controlled, no. No, make it worse. No, make it worse. See how chaotically you can lay it. Oh my god, I can't read today. No, make it worse. See how chaotically you can lay everything out. I mean, okay. See, here's the thing that you're ignoring, Nex. Here's the thing that you're not taking into account. Chaos, there's an art to making something bad in a way that is fun, that is different from making something bad in a way that's just bad, you know? Like, I don't mean so bad that it's good. I mean, not in the sense that people are talking about, right? Or usually think about it. Like, that usually takes some kind of unawareness. But, like, there's a difference between somebody... There's, like... Think of it like in terms of video games, right? Like, there's a difference between somebody's first time JRPG RPG Maker project that just is absolutely unredeemably just kind of bad and boring, and Undertale 2, The Adventure of John Undertale, right? Which, if you haven't played, you should. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the name wrong. You should play it. It's an RPG Maker game. It's super fun. It's terrible. It's so stupid. And I love it. And there's a difference between those two things. Like, even from the name, you can tell, right? What was the actual name of that game? I should play it on stream. That's what I should do. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that just as a one-off. Okay, so yeah, I want to give this guy the same script. Bullet spawner. Ah, shit, where did I put that? Should be for the player, like here. Right? And then I should just set the variables, so they should be like 0.5 between shots. The bullet type that I want is the enemy bullet. Right here, the targeter that I want is the one assigned to the angel, so that is this one. And it is not player controlled. And so that should make it so that it's always pointing... Wait, that's real? Yes, it's real! Do you think that it's not real? Hold on, let me... I'm pretty sure I can find it. I'll just start downloading it now so that I remember to stream it later. Undertale 2... It's impossible to Google too, because it's called Undertale 2 for fuck's sake, right? Undertale 2, John Undertale. I think it was called Undertale 2 Overtale. I think that's what it was called. Yes, my god, there it is. By Torgus Interactive, apparently. Yeah, here it is, look at this shit. Undertale 2 Overtale. It's an RPG Maker game, and it's actually funny. After far more dev time than a disaster like this deserves, Undertale 2 Overtale is finally here. Step to the shoes of John Undertale as he attempts to rewrite history to save the ones he loves. Yeah, let me bookmark this. Yep. And yeah. Peak game. I know, right? You don't even need to play it. You already can tell. It's perfect. It's the perfect game. I strive to reach that level of game development, just awesomeness. And I will play that game on stream. Okay, so a bullet seems to have spawned correctly, which is good. It doesn't seem to have done anything, though. So, what's that about? I think I probably just forgot to set the speed of the bullet. Yeah, it has the speed of 0. That will do it. That will do it. So, okay, so the player bullet has a speed of what? 3,000. So we should probably have like way less, like a 10th. Okay, maybe not that little, but yeah. Okay, for some reason it's not spawning anymore though. So what's that? Player controller. Yeah, so what are you doing? You're starting the timer with time between shots, and the time between shots is 0.5. So you should be doing that, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to I forgot to hook up the like that. Okay, but I'm noticing that he's taking his own HP. So... Okay, so the bullets are reacting to the player, which is good. The player is not reacting to the bullets, but that's fine. Why is he taking his own HP, though? So... The angel loses HP when hurt area entered, and the hurt area entered. Oh, this is just a signal thing. Okay, so hurt area, what is hurt area looking for? It's looking for player bullets. Oh, did I keep them tagged as player bullets by accident? Probably did. Where is the... Yeah, they shouldn't be player bullets. They should be enemy bullets, obviously. There you go, okay. Okay, so now we need to get it so that they affect the player, right? So, the thing is, the player doesn't have health, right? So... we could probably just give them the same health as the enemy and just make it so that that health doesn't actually have like several faces, so it has only one. I think we could still play with the faces in some way. I could just have it be like, you know what, that's fun. That's actually fun. I could give you like yeah, like, I don't know, 5 health points or something like that, and when you're at the last one, you like enter a super mode where like you move faster or do something else, right? Or you shoot faster. Something like that. That might be fun. But anyway, I don't need that right now. So the player should have the same type of health bar as the enemy, just because that's easy. Like, I should have, if I remember right how I made this, I should have made it so that it can work for both of them, right? So all I need to do is just put this here. And then this health bar, let's say, this health bar, let's say, has just one element, and it is just, let's say, 3 health. In the original game, he has only 1 health. But we'll see. We'll see if that's something I want to do. Okay, so you can barely see it, but it's right there. It's the text of the player health. Let's make it a bit bigger. Player scene. This health bar should be right above your head and a bit bigger, maybe. There's your transform. Let's make you scale 3. Okay. That's too much. Let's make you scout too. Okay, so in the actual thing, they're not gonna have the... Also, you can barely read the text on stream. I'm gonna make it black just so that it's actually readable. Where is this? Here. Transform theme. You're not using a theme. Don't worry about it. Theme override. Just colors. Override the font color. Make it black. Yeah. Okay. The final game is not gonna have them looking like this. They're gonna be like actual proper health bars. So I don't expect that to be an issue. Okay, so the player has the health bar, but the health bar is not reacting, which is normal because I didn't do anything yet. So what do I do then? I have the skill area, and this skill area is detecting. It's detecting fucking nothing. This is player. It should be looking for enemy bullets. And when it detects these enemy bullets, it should probably react the same way as... Because it's using the same health system as the enemy, let's look at how the enemy handles health. Yeah, it's something calls this take damage function. Ooh. This hurt area sends a signal to the angel, and the angel throws the function. Okay, so let's do it the same way. So this kill area sends a signal, area entered. It is oh, shit, I got it wrong. What script this is? Oh, this is the player script. Okay, good. So it sends a signal to the... Is it area entered that I'm using? On the hurt area entered, health bar, take damage. Area 2D. Okay. Yeah, and it's only going to send that signal when the area that entered this area is actually a type enemy bullet, because that's the only type that the collision can see because of the collision mask, right? So okay, player, when this area is entered, health bar, take damage. No, here. Okay, yeah, here. There you go. Okay. Health bar, take damage. Right. And now I need to tell you who health bar even is. So actually, isn't there like a type that I... Yeah, it is. Health bar. Okay. Of type health bar, which I defined earlier in that script, and then here you your health bar is going to be this. Hold on, no, this is dumb. This is an issue because this variable is exposed, which means that it can be changed on the stage, and it shouldn't, because this is just internal functionality. So I should set it up on ready. Right, and then this is just this. Like that. Okay, so now it should know to react. Yeah, 2, 1, and then 0. And then it's on the next phase, but that doesn't really... It errors because it doesn't have a next phase to trigger. So the angel dies, like it disappears when that happens. Let's make the player suffer the same fate. Let's make it so that it does the same thing. Oh, here's another thing that I have to set up properly. Delay. There's a delay between me speaking and when the audio makes noise, and I have to line up the delay so that it's the same as when my model moves, because just it kind of looks bad if they're not, you know, if they're not lined up properly. So I'll try to have that fixed by the next stream. Let's see. So we have this health bar. Shame, what was I doing? As soon as I change the topic, I immediately lose the thread. I'm not too good at this. Let's see. Right, I need the player to die. That's what I need to do. Okay, so the way the angel handles it is that the health bar sends a signal when health is depleted, yes. That is when all health is depleted, right? Q3, yeah, right. So yeah. So this health bar should send the same signal on all health depleted to the player, and the player should just Q3 like that. I'd like to make it so that the player disappears. Obviously, that's not going to be what I actually want to happen in the end, but you know. Okay. So we have bullets that kill the player. Let's also just make this happen. Do something else here. We should probably have a bit more speed. Let's make it like 900 probably. Just as a default bullet speed. Different bullet patterns are going to have different speed. Just because that makes more sense, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, okay. So we have that part of the system working. What next? Well, the other thing that I was thinking was, and it's a thing that I said before, is that I need the enemy to shoot different bullet patterns according to how much, to which phase of health it is at, right? Don't I? In order to do that, I'm gonna need to change the way that this whole bullet spawner situation kind of works, right? In the original game, I had it so that each pattern of bullets was a game object on its own, and they would get activated or deactivated depending on which phase of health the enemy was at. And then, in order to create those different bullet patterns, each one would have like a bunch of a script that was instantiating bullets at a specific timing, and that was coordinated via just an array of shit, basically. What I would like to do is have each pattern of bullets be like a resource on its own. And that resource would have to consist of yeah, I'm just trying to think this through my head, right? How this is going to work. So that each pattern of bullets would have to be like a resource, not necessarily a game object, but a resource on its own that I could feed to this bullet spawner, and it would just kind of spawn it continuously. And then that resource would have to be composed of like different shots that the guy, different attacks basically, and those would have to be a different resource, and so that would be an array of those, and the timings on which they are shot. And then each of those resources would have to be describing how often, or not how often, when yeah, just sort of like when they shoot a thing. Yeah, essentially it would be like different timings, right? Okay, here's the thing I'm realizing. a part of why this is difficult to wrap my head around is just because of how... What the fuck? They gotta freeze? Thanks for telling me. Mouth be moving but no words. Thanks for telling me. Should be good now. Yeah. Gotta just close on me. Is it just less stable on Linux? I would hope not. I mean, it shouldn't be so unstable. Like, I think I must have clicked the close button by accident without realizing. That is funny and crazy. Okay, I'm gonna take this as a chance to take a break though, so, be right back. God, that's disappointing though. I was just starting to get into it too, that's frustrating. I kinda lost my thread too. What was I doing? I like this music. Okay, so what was I actually doing? I had the enemy bullet and I had to make sure that the player lost health. No, I already did that. So what I was thinking of doing, right, so the thing I wanted to do was reorganize the folders in this. So yeah, let's actually do that right now. Okay. Just because this makes it a lot more difficult to work with. Right, so the thing I should have is just a folder for... Yeah, let's create a folder for visuals, art. I don't want to call it art because that has implications. Images. Yeah, let's just call it images. Right. A folder for scripts. A folder for scenes. It's not gonna be that one. Let's just call this one rename. Yeah. Old scenes. Create a new folder. This is going to be for, if that is for scenes, then this one is for resources. And by resources, I mean the data type in Godot, not the actual. Okay, so then let's just take everything here and just push it out. Hold on, no, it's easier to, because then I don't have to deal with these folders. Let's just... not. They shouldn't be. I haven't moved anything. I haven't. Oh, because yeah, right. Because I renamed this. Yeah, I fucked up. Let's just. Oh, whoops! I might have ruined everything. No, it still works. Okay, good. Okay, so let's actually reorganize things just from inside here. Because, God. So how do I do that then? Can I open this just like full screen? Make clothing. Yeah, okay, this is what I want. Okay, like this. This is better. Okay. So what we want to do is create folders and just make them easier to use. So we're going to have, actually I already have this images folder. Okay, so I'm gonna set colors to them so that they're easy to recognize as well. So this is going to be just green. The resources folder is going to be yellow. The scripts folder is going to be red. And the scenes folder is going to be, I don't know, just purple. Purple works. Okay. So, then just take everything out from here and try to just make it work better. I have this common folder. I'm sorry? I just told you to keep both. That shouldn't be an issue. Why would that be an issue? Okay, hold on. Save editor docs, file system. Why would you close it? There's closing. Apparently, closing shit is just a thing that happens with God. Now, for me, and only for me. No need for this anymore. Yeah, it's just an empty folder now, so I don't need it. Yes, remove it. Put this in scripts. We have these stages. Why are there two scripts called folders? I know that shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a thing at all. Why do I have two scripts with the same name? What did he do? God, I did this so long ago, I don't remember anymore. Okay, so where is this one then? Oh god, for fuck's sake, don't tell me this is a global script. Yeah, it is. Okay. So how do I deal with this then? Scripts borders, right? So the one needs scripts. That's the global one, right now, isn't it? So global borders, and that should have changed it from here too. Yes. Okay. Good. So, okay. So now we can just take these and just be fine with that. Right. So this one goes to the scripts folder. This one goes to the scenes folder right here. Good. And that means we don't need this anymore. We have these two images. I'm gonna take them and move them to here. Delete this. Move all of this out. And delete the empty folder. This is just pure reorganization. Fucking amazing content, I'm sure. What? Stop crashing! Stop! No, you're not crashing. You're just moving to the bottom. Why? Well, scene. You are an image. You are a script. We don't need you anymore. For the player. Keep both. Stop. I know you're erroring. I'm going to fix it later. Fucking stop. I know it's erroring. Although it didn't change that. Scripts, right. All of this goes to here. Take you, delete you. Take all of these scripts, put them in the folder. Take the player scene and put it in the scenes. And take the player folder, which is empty. Yes. Health bar die, health bar script in, health bar in. This debugger going here. Don't need you anymore. All of you out. You three in. And you in. You in. Camera folder delete. You out. You two out. Shut up. Move all of you out. Commit you two in. You two in. You in. You out. Okay, what a waste of time doing this on stream, honestly. Okay. Now, how do I dock you back in? No, that's not in the dock. Okay, hold on. Can I just... Oh, there you go. If I just close it, it docks back in. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so reorganization of folders done. But I expect that some script broke from that. So let's just open all of these. No, you wouldn't break, 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 you wouldn't, you wouldn't, you wouldn't, you would. Okay, so the player movement, yeah, we can just give it a name. And then with a name, we can reference it by that name instead of by the location of the file. Right, like that. And like that. You wouldn't break, you wouldn't break. Okay, that's the only one that breaks. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, so we have it. And now we have just a better organized just thing. I should probably just kind of move all the scripts pertaining to a single scene into a folder inside of this, but I can do that later. Okay, so what do I want to do now? So now I wanted to do it so that, right, I wanted to create these resources so that I could have things that were shooting the thing into the other thing. What the fuck am I saying? I wanted to create resources though that I could define enemy bullet shooting patterns through them. That's what I meant to say. So first of all, I'm gonna need a reminder on how to create resources in Godot in the first place, because I don't remember. Alright, so let's check this. This is just another file from a different game that I made. Goody Goody Wonderland, it's on my itch if you want to play it. And this is just an implementation of resources. So I can just kind of copy this and just remember it. Okay, so I'll just leave it there so that I can check it out later. Okay, so what do I need actually though? I need a resource that has different shots and timings on which it will do different attacks, right? Different attacks that the enemy does. And then each attack should be its own resource. So I would need a resource that defines attacks that the enemy can do. Right? And each attack should be defined by... How do you define an attack? It would have to be like... Because yes, I have the attacks that are bullet spawners, but I also have others that may do other things, right? So each attack would be defined by just being a thing that can be triggered just kind of instantaneously, whether it be the spawning of a bunch of bullets or a thing. I guess it would mostly be spawning things, wouldn't it? Yeah, where, how, and when to spawn them. Thinking about how to do this. I guess it could begin by defining the attacks and then go on from there, right? Yeah, see, the first attack that I want, and the only one that is going to exist at first, is going to be a bullet attack. Let's just begin by defining that. So, yeah, we're gonna need a new resource. Just a resource, just this. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want to find a new type of resource. Like this. Yeah, so let's just pin this on front and then go here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need a new script that does that. So, what's this script called? Yeah, okay. We're gonna need create new folder. This is going to be for the bullet attack resource, right? And then in here we're going to create a new script. This is going to be bullet attack. Bullet attack. Right, and then in here, right? So this is of type resource. So we don't actually want any of this other shit. And we're gonna give it a name just so that it's easy to access later. Bullet attack. And so this is going to need a bunch of variables. First of all, it's going to need a list of bullets, because it's going to be spawning more than one, right? Except we can't create a new scene for every bullet that we want to spawn. That would be silly. Actually, would it be silly? Because every bullet that we want to spawn is going to have its own parameters in terms of like speed and like how fast does it move, right? Whether it curves to the left or to the right, whether it's a homing bullet, and if so, for how long, right? Most of which we haven't really implemented yet. The size of the bullet itself as well, and we wouldn't really want to make each one of those a new scene when we could just make it a new bullet resource. Oh, this is quickly turning out to be a pain in the ass. Hold on. Yeah, because each bullet is going to need those parameters, right? So Yeah, so we're gonna need a new resource that does that just for each bullet so that we can create that resource. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, just kind of stumped here, kind of thinking if this is really a good way to do it or if I'm just gonna be wasting a bunch of my time by trying it. Also, what's this error? That seems a bit scary. I don't know what it would even mean. Okay, let's try making the resource for the bullets for each individual type of bullet, and then we'll just figure out how to make it not be a mess. Bullets, right? And then each one of these is going to be yeah, each one of these is going to be just like we're going to create a new script that inherits from resource. So this is going to be bullet type. Alright, let's just go bullet param. This is the parameters for each bullet. It's going to, let's say, object empty. Right. So name bullet params extends resource. And okay, for now, what bullet parameters do we want? Really only the scale and the speed of the bullet. Later we're going to add more, but for right now, let's just make those the ones. So export scale export. Right, this is variable. I forgot that it's a variable. Speed type of float. And then we're gonna initialize them, so func init e scale 0, e speed. Actually, it should be 0, 0 on the speed, but it should be 1 on the scale. And then we just go scale equals p scale and speed equals p speed. Not sure what the p is supposed to stand for, but that's how other people wrote it, so I'm just following suit. Okay, so yeah, so now we have this as a resource that we can just sort of make. It doesn't need to only hold these though. It also needs to know. It also needs to know which bullet it's trying to reference, which bullet is going to spawn, right? Because for now we only have one, but later I'm gonna have more than one. and also just holding the game object so that it's the one that you're going to spawn, isn't it? So let's just go with, yeah, let's just, yeah. It should also reference the object that it's going to spawn. So export var just packed scene, bullet scene, packed scene, like that, and then just bullet scene equals null, and then the bullet scene equals p bullet scene. Okay, so now we're able to create a new resources that inherit from that. So like bullet parameters, we'll create one right here, right? And this is going to be just like basic. We're gonna call it basic, just default, fallback, right? This is the default bullet. If you can't find one, you'll use this one. And then the scene is going to be the bullet scene, no, not the player bullet, the enemy bullet right here, with a scale of, let's say, 1 and a speed of 900, right? This is going to be the default bullet. So now bullet attack is going to hold, each bullet attack is going to hold a couple of things, and this is where it starts to get complicated, but let's keep it easy for the beginning, right? Because I remember how I did it for the other game, and it was like it had an angle, right? That it was like, are you shooting the player? Yes. How many bullets are you instantiating? 10, but you want to generate them in 2 different cones pointing away from the player. So you had like, okay, so how many cones do you want to divide them in, and do you want them to chase the player, like to be pointed at the player, or do you want them to go to a specific position every time, right? And that was a whole mess. A single bullet attack should have a number of bullets in an array, right? Because yeah, should have an array of bullets. It should have an array of bullets that it spawns, right? Of bullets, by bullets I mean these parameters, right? And then it should have an array of those. Yeah, how many it's available to spawn and how many will it actually spawn, right? Because the idea is that I can have it so that it spawns 100, but then I don't want to fill the array with 100 of these shits. So I can just be like, spawn 100 of this type, right? And if I give it 2, it'll just spawn number 1, then number 2, then number 1, then number 2, right? Like it'll spawn them in a pattern. So first of all, how many bullets to spawn? Actually, let's copy this because I already forgot how to format this. Yeah, like this. Yeah, like that. Okay. Export var bullet amount, and this is going to be an int. Then add export var bullet list, and this is going to be an array of bullet params, right? Then we're going to let's just make it so that we have an angle. So add export var angle, and this is going to be just, you know, if they're being shot in a cone towards the player, right? So we want this cone to be how wide, right, from end to end. So it should be a float, probably, and yeah, that's probably all we want for now. And then the delivery, yeah, let's just take this and copy it so that I remember how to do this. Right. P bullet amount int P bullet amount equals 3. Let's just go with 1. P bullet list equals, no, this is probably unnecessary, but P angle equals 30, just 30 degrees. And then bullet amount equals P. Yeah, so right now we want 3. P underscore and then bullet amount bullet list and angle I don't have mandatory parameters after optional parameters. What are you talking about? Oh, this, right. We're just getting confused because of this. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So then that allows us to create another resource, right? Another resource type, and this is going to be the bullet attack, and this is going to be the default attack. Let's just call it basic attack, right? This is the very basic attack that I'm probably going to use a couple of times, right? And this is, let's just rename this to the default bullet, so the default is quite a generic name, default bullet, right? And so, okay, so we have this basic attack, and this is going to spawn, right? 3 of that default bullet, right? This one. And it's going to do it at an angle of 30 degrees, right? So then, how are you going to actually use this resource? It would be in a pattern, right? So this is just one shot, right? Just one shot and it's gone, right? That's what this... By the way, we're not actually coding any of this behavior. I'm just coding the things that that represent the parameters so that this behavior can be coded later. So that's why there's nothing really to test right now. So then this is going to represent just one shot, right? So it happens and it's done. And the idea is that I would have another resource that represents the bullet pattern, and that is how many and when each shot is being shot, right? And so we create a new folder for that. Bullet pattern, no, shot pattern, attack pattern, it should be attack pattern. We create the script, and it's just based on object empty. We're gonna call it attack pattern .gd. Great. And this is going to be pretty much the same as this. So attack pattern. Right. So what should the attack pattern hold, right? The issue is that I'm not sure. Oh, fucking. The attack pattern, right? It should. So what it should have is just a shot. The shot should have enough info to just spawn the shots on its own. So you should have a shot and a time, right? And a time between this and the next one. So I want an array that can hold either floats. Yeah, that can hold. I would want an array that holds. Can I make arrays, untyped arrays? Let's try that because it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. So it should just be an array, right? It should just be an array. Just an array. We'll define what the array holds later. So this is going to be the sequence. We're going to call it the sequence because it's not just shots in here, or attacks rather. And then we're going to create this initialization function. We're going to just kind of copy it. And then this is probably unnecessary when your only thing is initialized to null, but I'm going to do it anyways because somebody said that you had to, and I believe them. Also, they should be lowercase. Sequence. And so the idea now is that we create this new attack pattern thing, right? We're gonna call it just flow pattern. This is just the one that it's going to be shooting at the beginning of the game, right? Like this. And so in here we can add 3 elements, and one of them is going to be of type. Yeah, we're gonna need ones of type resource that are going to be this basic attack. Can I just... No, I can't. Okay. Resource? Can I... Yeah, add objects? No, not objects. Resources. Okay, question. Does object inherit from resource? Can I just drag it now? Yeah, I can! Oh, fucking hell, that's dope. Okay, so you're gonna shoot 1, then float. Wait 0.5 seconds. Actually, probably it should be less than that. Wait 0.2 seconds. It's going to shoot another. Then wait 0.2 seconds. See, this is why loosely typed languages are good and useful. And then it's going to shoot another. Oh, you're gonna do the same with instruct. Yeah, but it didn't have to, that's the point. 0.2 seconds. And then it's got right. At the last one, it's going to, instead of waiting 0.2 seconds, it's going to wait, let's say, no, 3 is too much. 1.5 seconds. So it's going to shoot 3 in quick sequence, then wait, then shoot 3, then wait, then shoot 3. Right? So that is the data that we're trying to encode here. Shoot 3 what? 3 of this, which is 1 shot of 3 bullets of this type spread across 30 degrees, right? Bullets of which type? That is this. 1 bullet, this scene, with scale of 1, speed 900. So that's the idea, right? So why make it all 3 resources instead of just 1? Because it makes it easier to see, and also because now I can reuse this bullet in other shots, this shot in other patterns, right? So that makes it a lot more modular, rather than having to write the same info like 20 times every time I need it. And now I need to make it so that there's something that actually can take this pattern and, you know, do the thing that I want it to do. That should obviously be this bullet spawner script. Just changing the BGM. I got a bit tired of that one, and also I have the entire soundtrack of this game here, so why not just switch it up, right? Okay, so now what I want is what I want. Right, so I have this bullet spawner script that currently spawns a bullet. The thing is, right, this is good enough for the player, so I'm going to not change this script, and I'm going to instead create another script that handles the shots in the way described by the attack pattern, right? So yeah, let's just take off this script, detach, and we're going to take off this timer because we don't need it anymore. And we're going to instead create a new script for you. And this is going to be the shot spawner. No, this is going to be the attack pattern executor. No, you need a better name. Pattern executor, pattern creator, pattern maker, pattern doer, pattern thing. Shooter. Attacker? Well, to begin with, we should probably change the name of this as well. Actually, yeah, attacker works. Attacker? Or I could just call it attack pattern. No, but yeah, I want to create a meaningful distinction between the attack patterns as they are described as a resource and the thing that is going to execute those attack patterns. So yeah, actually, it should just be an attacker. The attacker attacks according to the attack patterns. That's not difficult to understand. And this is going to be the same, just attacker, and it's going to be YC. No, it should be. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Yeah, this. Scenes, scripts, and we're just gonna call it the attacker. Like this. Oh, you're not gonna fucking crash on me again. It crashed on me again. I'm gonna have to Google this later because there's no way I'm the only one that's having this issue. But that's disappointing though, because Linux has been serving me so well and that never happened in Windows. Maybe I just don't have got it very well updated. That time I was ready with the screen transition. It's not like I have anything particularly embarrassing on my desktop, but you know. Right, so we have this attacker now that we just created. Luckily, remember that. And he didn't remember the change to... those changes! Damn it! This one. Load that one. And also we don't need the timer anymore. And also save. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about those crashes because they're not a one-time issue. Okay, so this attacker, what it's going to do is it has to execute according to the attack pattern that it has been given. So first, it has to be given that attack pattern. At export. Do I want to export it? Sure. Attack pattern. Is it called attack pattern actually? Yes. So yeah, one variable of type attack pattern. So pattern follow, right? Type attack pattern. Like that. So now I can actually come here and give it, hey. Oh, actually, can I just define them here? Oh yeah, and it defines them locally. That's comfy. But no, that's not what I need right now. Because I made one. Here you go, use this one, right? Oh, and I can edit it from here. That's nice as well. Excuse me? This one's saved. Unallow. This one's also saved. Why isn't this one saved? Oh, for fuck's sake, okay. This one was the one that was the most difficult to manage! Yeah, it's a basic attack. It's a basic attack, followed by half a second of waiting, followed by a basic attack, followed by half a second of waiting, followed by another basic attack, followed by 3 seconds of wait. No, not 3 seconds. 1.5 seconds of waiting, I think it was. Okay, yeah, save that. Remember to save that. Please remember to save that. Then we go to the bullet folder. We give it an attack pattern. Which attack pattern? This attack pattern. The one that says slow attack pattern. That one. Yes. Okay. So it's been given the pattern. It doesn't know what to do with it. That's fine. I deleted the timer earlier, but I think I actually still need the timer. It just doesn't need to be constantly running. Timer. Right? So here's what it's going to do. It's going to have an index number. And this index number is going to be where in the array it currently is. Var next to spawn, next to... Not to spawn, because we're not spawning things. Next... No, current. Current index, and it's going to start at 0, and it's of type int. Ints get initialized at 0, I'm pretty sure. And... Right. And it's also going to need a reference to the timer, which is whatever, so just... at on ready timer equals this as timer so that we can access its functionality easier. Right, okay. So what it should do is immediately upon beginning, it should var. No, it should. Within a function, there's the update function, right? Except it's not called update, it's called process. So on process, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to check against the current input of the attack pattern that you're given. So go to pattern, go to sequence, go to index number current index. Right? If that index is of type float, is float, then do nothing. Otherwise, right, you have to actually spawn the shot. Otherwise, it's going to be, well, actually, otherwise, let's actually do check it because it's on type, so it could literally be anything, and I don't want to risk erroring. So else, if that thing is of type bullet attack, then spawn the attack, right? We're gonna worry about how that exactly looks later. Spawn the attack. Also, this is LF. Otherwise, just error. Just error. Also, what are you erroring at? Expected index to block through? Yeah, right. So paths. Oh really? There's no error function? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna push an error, and that error is going to say just attack pattern resources can only hold bullet attack or float types. And that's it. Okay, so that should manage the timers, right? And now the timers, what the timer should do is alright, so yeah. That should manage any time that there's a float, because when there's a float, that means that we're waiting for a timer to finish. So when that timer finishes, this timer is going to hold just timeout to the bullet spawner itself, and it's going to say, hey, on timer timeout, what you're going to do is you're going to take the current index and you're going to advance. Yeah, we're going to create a function because we're going to need to do it in another point here as well. God, I'm talking faster than I'm thinking. Other way around. I'm thinking faster than I'm talking. That's why all that's going out of my mouth is gobbledygook. What I'm saying is we're going to need to create a function here, advanced timer, because we're going to need to advance the timer more than once, and it's not a one-step process. It's just 2 steps, but it's good to have them on like on a function of its own. Because if we need to add to this process, we can just do it from here. So advanced timer, no, it's not advanced timer, it's advanced index. What am I thinking? Index. I really need to get this music on actual loop. Right, and so what that's going to do is this is going to be current index plus 1, and if that is larger than or equal the size of the pattern sequence, if current index is larger or equal than the pattern point sequence point size, then current index is going to be equal to 1. So that way it just resets, equal to 0. So that way it just resets, right? So it always loops back to the beginning. So then, when the timer times out, you advance the index by 1 so that we stop waiting and we go on to the next pattern. If there are two patterns one after each other, then they're just going to happen on the next update, on the next process, so on the next frame of the game calculation, which for all intents and purposes is basically immediately. Yes, it is technically possible that if your FPS is really low or really low, that might actually give you an advantage and or make things impossible for you, but do I really care? That's solved easily enough. I have a wound under my tongue and it's making it kind of painful to talk, you know? So I may end up finishing this stream early. Like, I had planned to do more, but I may end up finishing this stream just a bit earlier today, just because of that. If I do that, then I will stream tomorrow, though. So. Right. So how do we spawn the attack now? Right. That's the question. Well, when you spawn the attack, the last thing you should do is also just advance the index, right? So that much is easy. That much I can just do. So, how do you spawn the attack? Well, the attack is defined in here, right? Specifically is this one. So we're gonna just, so that we don't have to type this shit every time, we're just gonna hold it as a new variable that we're gonna call attack to spawn equals, right? Attack to spawn. It's going to be that. So now we can just reference it by this name. Well, actually, it would be better if we just called it to spawn. Maybe a good idea to finish the stream, I assume you mean? Yeah, probably. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a big deal, but on stream I just kind of talk more, right? Because I'm a bit self-conscious of being one of those people that's just silent all the time. Not just because being silent all the time, like when you're playing a game you can kind of get away with it, but when you're just doing kind of this, you have to explain what you're doing because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. So, but even when I'm playing games, I don't like to be that person that's just kind of silent all the time. Because if that were the case, I would rather not stream, you know? Okay, so we have the attack that we want to spawn, but what info does this actually give us? The attack to spawn is defined here as a basic attack pattern. And here. Let's close all the other tabs and open this one so you can see. So, right, these have a bullet amount, a bullet list, an angle, and an angle. Well, actually, it will probably be better to put it inside of a function so that it's just more neatly ordered. So, execute attack. Yeah, that's the name of that function. Execute attack. And we're going to execute the attack that's held in pattern sequence current index. This one. And then we're going to write that function. So function execute attack. And it's expecting one attack that is of type bullet attack. Right? And so each attack holds these variables: a bullet, an amount of bullets that it's going to spawn, the list of bullets that it's going to spawn, and the angle that spans the entire cone through that all these bullets are going to be spawned within. So, so we basically want to go through the bullet list, spawn them one at a time, and until we reach the bullet amount, and the angle, right? If I'm not mistaken. So we can just create a function that is just spawn single bullet, right? And write it on that. So spawn single bullet, and then we just give them the parameters that we calculate based on this info. So yeah. So yeah, let's write the spawn single bullet function first. Spawn single bullet, right? And this is going to take a bullet, right? So it's going to take bullet. That is of type bullet param. It would have to be of type bullet params, right? It's going to take the angle that the bullet is going to be pointed to, angle. That is a float. And it's going to take the... not the position, because the position is just the position of the bullet spawner, isn't it? Yeah, no, actually, just those two. Right? So each time you receive a bullet, you're going to spawn it. We're going to worry about how exactly to do that later, but we have to find the function that is going to do that so that I know that it's going to work. So, the first thing that you need to do is calculate which angle, because the angle is not trivial, right? This is not the angle of all the bullets, this is the angle that they are going to span, right? So, starting from the angle that points towards the player that we can get from the targeter, we need half of the angle left and half of the angle right, or really half of the angle clockwise and counterclockwise. And that will give us a circle, like, you know, for example, say that I have the, like I'm pointing up. In order to get a cone that spans 90 degrees, I would have to go 45 degrees to the left, up to 45 degrees to the right. And then, you know, depending on the amount of bullets that are being spawned, that's going to influence where they are going to be spawned towards. Because if this is the entire range that I have to spawn, then, you know, if there are 3 bullets, then I want to spawn one here, and one here. But if I have, like, only 2, then I'm going to want one to be spawned here and the other here, right? If I got 100, then I have to work out the 100 angles that fit within that, just neatly stacked. And then the bullets itself is just part of this list. So, in order to do that, I would need to... well, first of all, which bullet, right? First of all, which bullet? And which bullet is easy? It is just... index I equals 0. Bullet index, right, equals 0, and then we're gonna do for... oh Jesus, how do you write a for loop in Godot? I always forget. GD script. This is some really basic shit that I'm forgetting. It's slightly embarrassing, to be honest. For each bullet in bullet amount, right? Bullet amount. Yeah, that works actually. For each one of these in bullet amount, but except bullet amount is held inside attack. So attack point bullet amount. The amount of bullets in this attack. Right? Oh, right. This is why it's erroring. Right, okay, so for each bullet in the attack, right, for each bullet that we need to spawn, first we're going to find the position where it should be spawned, right? Or, well, the position we already know, it's just the angle. The position, the current position, and that doesn't matter. We're going to find... The first thing we need to find is the bullet that we have to pass to this, so the bullet param, and that's easy because that's just attack point bullet list, and the position is bullet I, which is why we made that variable. And then yeah, var bullet type equal, right? And then, right, so all we have to do is make sure that this bullet I thing is up to date. And that is easy because every time we spawn the bullet, we need to add one to it. Bullet I plus equals 1, and then check if it is larger than the amount of bullets that we have available. And if it is, then we reset it back to 0. So if bullet I is larger or equal than attack point bullet list point size, then bullet I equals 0. So that part is easy, but then comes the difficult part, where do we find the angle, right? Where do we find our angle? Where do we get it? There's not like an easy formula, is there? We're going to need to determine the minimum and the maximum angle. That these two should sort of fall between, right? But that shouldn't be difficult, actually, because I can just take like minimum angle. Right, minimum angle. Let's create these as variables. Minimum angle and maximum angle. And minimum angle is really just going to be the targeter. So we're going to need a reference to the targeter. We're going to export it. Yeah, that we should export. Export bar targeter as type targeter. Oh wait, what was the targeter script called actually? That just doesn't have a name. It doesn't matter actually, because this just changes its rotation, so I can just do that. Okay, that's good. Is rotation given in radians? In radians. Use rotation degrees. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can just use rotation degrees. So yeah, targeter of type node to view, because it needs to have that rotation, so it needs to have a transform, right? So we have the targeter, and now what we can do is just take the minimum angle is the angle towards the player minus angle towards the player. So targeter point angle, no, rotation, rotation in degrees minus minus the half of the total angle of the attack. So angle divided by 2, right? And then the maximum angle is the same, max angle but it's plus the half of the angle. And also the angle is not defined here as angle, it's defined as attack point angle. So that's just a thing that I forgot to do. Attack point angle. There you go. So now we have the minimum angle and we have the maximum angle. So how do we determine which angle the current bullet goes in? It should be the difference between those two. Well, the difference between those two is just the angle, isn't it? So it doesn't really make a difference. How close between one and the other you should be dependent on how far along we are, right? So we could just make a variable. So we could calculate it. There's definitely a formula that will get it, but why use a formula when we could just do this? So the angle begins at minimum angle, right? And the angle steps equals this maximum equals, yeah. So we don't actually need a maximum angle, do we? Let's keep it just in case, but angle steps is going to be the attack angle divided by the amount of divided by the amount of bullets, right? So divided by attack point bullet amount. So if the total angle is 90 degrees, then it's going to be 90 divided by 1. So it's just going to be 90. It's going to be 90 divided by... Hold on. Plus 1. Because if it's 2 bullets, no, minus 1. Oh, but then I'm going to divide by 0. Hold on. Yeah, let me actually think this through. If the angle is 90 and I have 2 bullets, then I want one to be at the far extreme left and the other to be at the other extreme right? So 90 divided by 2 is 45, and that's not going to give it to me because 45 from the left is going to be the middle, not the far right. So it should be 90 divided by 45. 90 divided by the amount of bullets, which is 2, minus 1, which is 1. So 90 divided by 1 is just 90, and that's going to give me like the far left plus 90 is going to be the far right. So that works. The issue is that if attack bullet amount is 0, then this is going to give me undefined that's going to mathematically break. So that's fine because that's a special case anyway. So I don't actually need these two variables, it turns out. So I'm just going to write this one like this. And then I need to account for the special case. So, yeah. If attack point bullet amount doesn't if it equals 1, then we do a thing. Otherwise, we do what I was doing, so this. But if it does equal 1, what do we do? Well, if that's the case, then the angle really just needs to be... Also, I need to define those variables before, because otherwise they're gonna run out of scope. Variable angle equals a float, type float, and variable angle steps of type float. This one won't be used if the angle is just 1. So angle, and so these don't need to be here because they are not being defined. Okay, and then if the amount is 1, then I don't want to point you to the far left. Instead, I want to point you towards the middle because it's the only bullet. So angle, it's going to be equal to targeted rotation degrees right there. The rotation in degrees, right? So that should work. So then what do we do? Right, we have the angle and we have this step that is going to bring us to the next angle. So as soon as you spawn the bullet, spawn the single bullet with bullet params of bullet type and angle of type float, which is the angle. So as soon as you spawn the bullet, I need you to find the next angle. So angle equals angle plus angle steps. So that is the step to the next angle, right? So the last bullet that it spawns is going to be adding a number that doesn't matter, but it's not going to make a difference because at that point you're not going to actually spawn such a bullet anyway. You're just going to calculate the next angle where the next bullet would go if it existed, but it doesn't, so it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so that's all the data handled, and now we have to actually let me just separate this because it's a pain in the ass. Like it just looks kind of ugly, like this, and then like this. Okay. So now we need to actually spawn the bullet. And how do we do that? No. How? No idea. Let's figure it out. Okay, so how do you spawn a thing in Godot? You have to instantiate. How do you instantiate the things in Godot? I always forget. It's not called instantiated to begin with. Instance things in Godot. Creating instances, Godot documents. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so how? Show me through code. Please show me through code. Please show me through code. Show me the 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 fucking code, you asshole. My god, okay, this tutorial is not giving me what I want. Right, scene instantiate and then add child. Who do I add the child to? Surely it will be the scene root, right? So yeah, we have the bullet, but only as the parameters of the bullet, not as a bullet scene. We can get it from there, it's these parameters, but so that will be step number 1, I guess. Yeah, we take the bullet. Wait, no, that's not the one. It's this. There you go. So yeah, so we take the bullet, and we take from it the bullet scene, and we instantiate it. Right? So bullet instantiated. We now change the parameters to what we want. So yeah, we need to actually hold it. New bullet. Let's call it var new bullet. It's going to be the one that we instantiate. Then we take this new bullet and we tell it, hey, I know that we just created you, but we're going to bother you with changing a couple of things that you have. First of all, since this bullet is of type bullet, I know that it's going to just have a script in it that is that it's going to hold a variable that's called speed, right? And we bullet does have a speed variable right there, so I can just look for that. So go to your speed and change it to the bullet data that we just grabbed. Make it that, right? Then take your scale, new bullet point scale. Actually, would you have a scale? Would that be what it would be called? It would be on the transform, right? Which would be like this. It's just scale, isn't it? The scale is a array. So yeah, we're going to take bullet point scale point x is going to be equal the bullet point scale, and same for the new bullet point scale point y is going to be the bullet point scale. Then the other thing that we're going to take is going to take new bullet point rotation in degrees, right? And we're going to make it equal to the angle that you've just been given as a parameter of this function. And we know that it's in degrees because this function is called here, and this angle is this angle, which is given in rotation degrees plus the attack angle divided by 2. And then the bullets parameters have been correctly set, so now we get to add it to the scene. So get 3 point get root point add child the new bullet. That was a lot of coding that I couldn't test until it was all done. So I hope it works. I'm not sure it will. It probably won't, actually. The targeter, though, needs to be assigned, and that is this. Oh, it would be so great if it worked right off the bat. If it doesn't, just end the stream. Oh. Okay, what's the issue? Trying to assign it a value type nil to a variable of type array. What? Where? Variable of params. Sorry, hold on. Where? That shouldn't be the case. Split spawn is holding a yeah. None of these are nil. This is not the bullet params, is it? These are all basic attacks, so yeah, and this is the default bullet. So the default bullet. None of these values are nil. Are they? No, none of these values are nil, so I have no idea why that would be happening. Oh, is this initialization? So can I just not do it then? We just avoid the initialization? Yeah, because this is just basically the same, so... Oh, that was just a typo. It's sequence. But did I really make the typo multiple times? Shut the fuck up. Sequence. Fuck you. Jesus, I talked at the beginning of the stream how maybe the font was too small for you to see, but maybe the font is too small for me to see. Oh, come on, really? Why is this a recurring typo for me? Right, I forgot to hook up the timer, didn't I? Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so... But the attack worked the first time, right? Then it's just the timer isn't getting fired up. Okay, so... As soon as you execute the attack, you advance the index, and then you have to set off the timer. So we're going to take the timer, and we're going to set it off. Actually, advance the index first, because the index is how we find the time that we have to advance the timer by. So set the timer, start the timer, and the time that you should be given should be pattern point sequence current index. No, except no, that should only be if the next one in the sequence happens to be a timer, which it won't necessarily be. And how would I know whether it is or it isn't? Is whether it is a float. So... Right, so we're gonna have a bool that's going to tell us if the timer is started or not. So, bool timer set it starts at false. That's not how you write any of that. Var timer set bull, and it starts at false, but that is already done. Okay, so yeah. So advance the index. Then next frame, you're going to be like, actually advance the index and tell me the timer set is false, right? So then, if timer set, if the timer isn't set, then I want you to set the timer. So timer point start, and started by the time pattern sequence current index, and we know that that is a time because we're in the if where we know that it is float. So start the timer, set the flag, the timer is set, so that we know so that the next frame you don't restart it, and return. And then when the timer times out, we're going to say timer set is going to be equal to false, which is probably redundant, right? Along with this, but just as insurance, let's keep both. Okay, so now it should shoot. Yeah, 0.5 seconds apart. 1, 2, 3. Then it waits for 1.5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That works. That works really well. And that means that I can just create new ones by just fiddling with these types of variables. And it's not a huge pain. Like I don't have to modify the scenes at all. I just have to feed a different attack pattern to this guy, and this guy will just do it, right? I wonder if I can swap it on the fly. But anyway, I said that I was going to finish streaming, so let's actually finish streaming, won't we? Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching. It's been fun. I really thought that I was going to get to stream more, but my tongue really started bothering me just 1 hour into the stream, and it just would have been annoying. And plus, there's so many things that I have to fix with this setup that, right? I'm gonna forget all of them as soon as I click the stop streaming button. I'm just gonna forget what any of them were, and the next stream is going to be exactly the same. And I'm going to start it, and I'm going to say exactly these words. My god, I'm such a fucking idiot because I didn't write it down. But I'm not gonna write it, even knowing all that. I'm not going to fucking write it down. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.